Well, hello everybody. Welcome to an all new exciting episode of Cooking with Country. I am back. I know I said I was going to try to be back, but we're going to go ahead and jump in it. I hope y'all are doing good. And we're going to talk about the controversy that I just seen. The controversy that Legos is anti-LGBTQ. So for starters, I want to say thank y'all for who's all tuning in. It's been kind of rough after getting evicted out of the house I was in, being in the cold, and having to sit there and drive a bus, which took 24 hours to get from Oklahoma to Alabama. It's been kind of rough. But enough about all of that. We're going to have to jump right in it. So according to the controversy that's been going on the internet, is that Lego is anti-LGBTQ because the brick, you know, the little bumps on the brick, that's the male, and the underside, you know, the holes there, that's the female. And they're transphobic and homophobic, and they're trying to normalize heterosexuality and stuff like that. So this is just a claim that I'm telling you about. So if you've seen this in the news or anywhere around, just know this isn't factual. None of this is factual. This is all a claim from the Science Museum, which is in London, who put some Lego bricks in their museum and put beside that Lego is anti-LGBTQ and they're trying to normalize heterosexuality, or however you say any of that bullshit. So the bricks represents a man and a woman. For starters, how else would they go together? And if anything, I would think a Lego would be the most complex thing there is as far as a toy. I mean, it can't get more complex than that. I want you to think about something. You know, for all of y'all who've been using Legos, especially to this day, how complex they have become. They started off back in the 1950s in Denmark. I don't think nobody was worried about gender equality and things like that back in 1950s, especially in Denmark. But anyway, do you know how complex the Lego has become since then? The Lego back then started off, it didn't even have the little holes that we know at the bottom. It was just a hollow brick that they just stacked on top of each other. They couldn't even stick together. Well, eventually, I think after like 10, 15 years later is when they designed the Lego block with the holes at the bottom of it. But now, if you've been using Legos ever since, you know we got all different kinds of parts and pieces now that we didn't have back then, such as brick number 32064, brick 623224, and don't get me started on brick 32557.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So we have all these different kinds of blocks that they're not noticing. Well, I don't know what 1960s block are they using in the museum, but like I said, it gets a little bit more complicated than that. And then, like I said, it's a claim. And I read the article just so I could be able to try to understand it, and it was ridiculous. And the Science Museum, this is the one who started this shit, was the one that a few years ago had to take down an exhibition because they did the same thing where they claimed something to be something else. So they claimed that now we have the technology to see that there's diversity in chromosomes. So XX and XY doesn't mean anything anymore. It means that, oh, okay, well, everybody that is gay, queer, transgender, whatever, had different chromosomes. So offensively, in a sense, it's saying that something is wrong with y'all. But I had to look at the history of Lego, so I went down this rabbit hole to see, okay, is there some possible way that it could be a little bit of truth to this? It wasn't whatsoever. No homo, but it was the cutest history of anything that ever could have been created. Still to this day, Legos are the most amazing thing that ever happened to children. Now, I want you to understand the trend of everything that I'm about to tell you in this quick little video. So, in 1963, the man Kirk Christensen, basically came up with the 10 commandments of the Lego brick. Our products must exist on children's own terms. To put it simply, what the future Lego products do in the heads of tomorrow's children is important. 1969, they came up with the Duplo brick for smaller children. In 1977, they came with Lego Technique, which was for the older children. to give us a little bit more, creativity, a little bit more challenge. 1978, they came up with Lego Systems. 2001, they came up with Lego Creator, and that was for children and adults, so the possibility is endless on what you can create or do. 2017, Lego Life became a safe social media for children. Remember, Club Penguin is like that, but even better. 2020, they came up with a Braille brick. A Lego brick with Braille on it for blind children. In 2022, they celebrated 90 years of play. The trend of all of this is that the whole purpose of a Lego brick is for children. So, of course, I'm looking at this controversy and I'm like, okay, so it was stated in the controversy, it was stated that Lego was trying to impose the normality of heterosexuality, but the Science Museum had to bring up the point of gender diversity or chromosome diversity, whichever one. So who's doing the pushing? Because Lego never spoke about any of this. They never done anything. I mean, they make different types of Legos all the time. I mean, I've never seen a RuPaul Lego set, but I'm just saying that you can't make your own. You can make whatever you want out of a Lego. Elon Musk, well, I might as well say President Musk. President Musk had to sit there and say something, so he responded back to the whole controversy with a clown emoji. And somebody else responded up under that with a Lego non-binary block, which is gray and it's safe for everybody that has no male or female parts. It is just a block. Well, I'm going to tell you this. If Lego actually does pay attention to what happened, they may even try to appeal to the community that didn't ask for a non-binary, transgender, or gay brick, and may actually make something. But for the most part, I always thought a Lego was kind of on the colorful side of things. I mean, one, they are colorful. Second thing, you can stick a male and a female, and that female can have a male on top and a female bottom. I mean, all Legos for the most part are female, in one way or another. They you can do whatever you want now with a Lego. I mean, you can have Legos that move. They make Legos that's round. They make Legos with holes in them. All different kinds of things. And like I said, the controversy isn't really real. I mean, it's just something somebody just thought of and they fucked up little mind at the Science Museum. Yes, I'm defending Lego with this because, well, I mean, they're not in the wrong. They didn't do anything. It's just somebody out of nowhere. I mean, it's just literally like you just took just a random ass thing and just made it something else. It's like if I sit there and order some French fries, perfect, fried to perfection, and I made a controversy and said, oh, they were talking about people with ED. Instead of making soggy fries, they made all of them hard and straight. So they're being insensitive to the people that suffer from erectile dysfunction. Basically, that's what they done. They took something that had nothing to do with anything, made it their own. So you have a small group of people that's probably not even within the community, what pisses me off even more, to try to appeal to a community that didn't even say anything or ask about this situation. You literally brought a children's toy, a generic, well, not generic as far as cheap, but a generic, you can do whatever you want toy. The toy of 2 centuries, not one, but 2 centuries, and you try to destroy it by bringing this political, nonsensical idea up that they hate people. Again, it was started by a man in Denmark who lost his wife, used to make wooden toys, lost his shop to a fire, wasn't making any money, had 4 sons or 5, and only one of them stayed with the company to continue it to help develop the Lego block. Then he lost a building, and they still strive to make sure that for this whole thing, the whole point was for children to get the best. They literally said the best is good enough. I went down that rabbit hole reading the story, and like I said, one of the most amazing stories, and it wasn't nothing dark about it whatsoever. It couldn't have got any better. And this stupid ass whoever the fuck decided to sit there and try to start this controversy that had nothing to deal with nothing. They also had a doll in the Science Museum. It was called a Billy doll or something like that. I couldn't even find a picture of it. But anyway, this Billy doll was supposed to have been from the 18th century to be a safe sex tool that appealed to the gay community way, way back in the day. So they had to point that out. Just saying. I don't give a damn what you decide to do. However, when you try to force your opinion or your beliefs on somebody else, that's when you start to cause, and same thing going on in the country now, racial and gender issues. We're in a terrible fucked up world right about now to where if you the wrong skin tone or ethnicity, you can get sent to a country that you've never been to. You don't have the same rights as somebody else because of what's between your legs. So the last thing we need is somebody to sit there and bring down a company or to make this controversy over a company that is there for children. They're not worrying about anything else. It is for the young, innocent mind of children. So like I said, it was one of the things that was very stupid to me when I looked at it. But if y'all want to comment about it, hit me up on Snap, whatever. I don't care. We can talk about it. I say bring it up to somebody else and see what they think as well. But from where I'm standing at, I don't see anything wrong with Legos. I just wish people would stop trying to enforce certain beliefs and stuff that nobody asked for. It was no issue whatsoever. But like I said, it's up for y'all to discuss, for y'all to decide. I'm just here to read shit and spit it back to you. So when you tell somebody else, they think you know how to read as well. So thank y'all for tuning in. I will also post this bus a little bit later on. I'm actually about to get ready to sell it because, yeah, the bus life ain't where it's at. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all later, and y'all have a good one, and I'm going to catch y'all at the next one.